Next on NewsCenter 40 at 6, Atlantic County asks for more ammunition to fight violent criminals.
The winter chill signals that the flu season is on its way.
In tonight's Mature Focus, a new campaign to smoke out potential fire hazards.
And why buy a new home when you can fix up your old one? Neil Radigan begins a 4-part series on home improvement. Next on NewsCenter 40 at 6.
Hello, Amco Man.
That was Zsa Zsa in Amco's first commercial almost 30 years ago. Since then, hundreds of commercials told you Amco fixes any problem coast to coast. At Amco, there's no monkeying around. The toughest transmission jobs are better than fixed. They're like new. Amco, America's #1 transmission specialist for 30 years.
You'll like doing business with Len, Mary, and Mike at Amco Transmissions in Pleasantville on the Black Horse Pike next to Kmart. 24-hour emergency towing available.
The National Conference of Christians and Jews presents the Martin Luther King Jr. Brotherhood Sisterhood Breakfast, Tuesday, January 18th at 8 a.m. The theme will be Beyond the Dream, with speaker Dr. Gilda L. Roro, Director of the Office of Equal Educational Opportunity of New Jersey. The Martin Luther King Jr. Brotherhood Sisterhood Breakfast will be at the Trump Castle on Tuesday, January 18th at 8 a.m. To RSVP, call 345-3003. The cost is $15 per person.
And now live from South Jersey's news source, this is NewsCenter 40 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lisa Johnson.
And I'm Jeff Whitaker. In the top of the news tonight, crime in Atlantic County.
Overall, crime in Atlantic County has decreased slightly. That is the good news. The bad news is that violent crimes are increasing. The Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office is asking for more money and manpower to battle the violence and make our streets safer.
The budget isn't worth a damn if the people of this county don't feel safe in their homes or in their job place.
To help calm fears and fight crime, Atlantic County Executive Dick Squires announced he is asking for a $250,000 increase in the 1994 county budget. The money will go to the Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office. Prosecutor Jeffrey Blitz requested the additional crime-fighting budget to form a violent crime prosecution unit.
We'll be responsible for the investigation, apprehension, and prosecution of violent offenders in this county.
The unit will be made up of 6 investigators and a lawyer. Blitz said the staff of 7 will target violent crimes and crimes committed with guns to shoot down what Blitz calls the unacceptable level of violence in Atlantic County.
Violent crime is a concern, and it is this unit that will address that concern.
Violent crimes include rape, robbery, aggravated assault, and murder. All of those crimes increased in the past year in Atlantic County. Murder took the biggest leap. In 1992, there were 13 murders. In 93, that number jumped to 22. Law enforcement officials say it takes money to stop the violence. The prosecutor's office originally requested $750,000 to staff a larger violent crime unit, but says any increase in manpower will help decrease violent crimes.
Actually, I asked for considerable more, but this is what I can get this year, and we will manage with it. And I am confident that we will be successful in this new effort against violent crime in this area.
The Atlantic County budget will be presented to the Board of Freeholders this Friday. If approved, the Violent Crime Prosecution Unit will be in action March 1st.
Meanwhile, Lisa, gang and youth violence was the focus of a conference at Stockton College. Teachers, law enforcement officials, and local leaders listened to ideas on fighting gang violence. The Atlantic County Association of Chiefs of Police and the County Juvenile Officers Association sponsored this conference. Law enforcement officials believe 47 separate gangs operate in Atlantic County, 20 in Cumberland County, and 3 in Cape May.
Scared off by the fact that gangs may in fact exist in their communities, but that the only way that we're going to combat them is if we all get together and work together in common cause to try and make some sort of an impact.
Witt says that gang violence is no worse now than it was a few years ago, but today we hear more about gangs. So he believes people are more aware of the problem. Ocean City police need the public's help tonight in locating a missing woman. 35-year-old Renee Lamanna was last seen Saturday evening leaving her sister's home in the 2500 block of Wesley Avenue in Ocean City. Lamanna wound up at her sister's home after someone found her wandering the streets of New York City. The sister was to have taken Renee to the hospital for evaluation. When she disappeared, Renee Lamanna was wearing a white sweatshirt, a red silk skirt, and no shoes. She is about 5'2", around 100 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information that can help Ocean City Police locate Renee, call authorities at 399-9111.
The start of the new year marks an annual rise in cold and flu cases. This year is no exception. Tonight, John Kosick talks with one area physician about what we can expect in the coming months.
The office of Dr. Gary Robb is a little busier than usual, part of an annual ritual known as the cold and flu season. Robb says this is the normal time of the year where the number of cases begins to rise.
We haven't seen the full flu season yet. I just saw it just the past week. We've seen an increase in actual influenza. As far as cold and generalized cold, bronchitis, sinuses, that's been bad since probably October.
Robb says the major difference this year is in the type of flu. Many of the early cases that he has seen involve the Beijing strain, which is a stronger, more deadly version.
The newest strain is the Beijing flu, which is a strain of influenza A, touted to be a fairly virulent strain. I have not yet to see any real severe cases, thank goodness.
If you didn't take advantage of those free flu shots that were given out in the fall, Dr. Robb says it's probably too late to go that route since it takes 4 to 6 weeks for your body to develop the immunity. He says the best advice is to just try to stay healthy, take multivitamins, and keep your immune system as strong as possible so that if you get it, it won't be as bad. In Ocean City, John Kosick, NewsCenter 40.
What good is childhood without Wildwood? That's how the Wildwoods are stepping up their strategy to promote the area as a family destination. The Greater Wildwood Tourism Authority is using the new slogan in brochures and calendars.
Well, you can find a new home without leaving your current one. We'll tell you how as we begin a series on home improvement.
And how can you keep your home from becoming a fire hazard? Some tips in tonight's Mature Focus when NewsCenter 40 at 6 continues.
Stick shifts, automatics, foreign cars, domestic cars. People bring their transmission problems to AMCO because AMCO Center technicians have the experience to tell the small problems from the big ones without mistaking one for the other. AMCO, the people who know transmissions. AA MCO.
You'll like doing business with Len, Mary, and Mike at AMCO Transmissions in Pleasantville on the Black Horse Pike next to Kmart. 24-hour emergency towing available.
Jane, these pictures came out great. Everybody's still talking about the wedding.
You know, I'm one bride who can actually say she had fun at her own wedding. Cousins took care of everything. Even my mother didn't worry.
You would have thought the staff was part of the family.
Oh, yeah. Did you know I forgot my guest book and cake top? They ran out to the store and got one, and I didn't even find out till after the wedding.
Did they make that chocolate wedding cake? It was great.
Yeah, Cousins took care of everything. The flowers, the music, the food.
Kensington Furniture and Carpet announces a guarantee of satisfaction so complete, so uncompromising. Kensington is the only name you need to know. First, Kensington guarantees you the lowest price on any brand name item we carry. Find a lower price within 30 days of purchase, furniture or carpet, and we'll pay you the difference plus 10%. Say you bring an item home from Kensington and find now you don't like it. No problem. Exchange it or receive a full refund, no questions asked. Third, every item you buy at Kensington carries a lifetime guarantee against defects. And for all in-stock items, we guarantee next day delivery. All this, plus 165,000 square feet of unbeatable selection and free decorating ideas. The Kensington guarantee of total satisfaction makes Kensington the only place to buy.
Today's Mature Focus is brought to you by Linwood Convalescent Center.
Hello, I'm David Wolf, Administrator here at Linwood Convalescent Center. One of the most difficult decisions today is making the arrangements to care for a loved one in a nursing or convalescent center. At Linwood, we can help you determine the best kind of care to meet your needs. We would like to talk to you and help you decide. Please call us to discuss your alternatives, because you do have a choice. Linwood Convalescent Center, a tradition of caring since 1961.
Tonight's Mature Focus is on staying smart while staying warm. Ed Davis joins us now with all the details. Ed?
Thanks, Jeff. Winter is the deadliest season for home fires, especially among older Americans. The U.S. Fire Administration has come up with a safety campaign to try to cut down on those tragedies. It's called Let's Retire Fire. Every year, fire kills more than 1,300 Americans 65 and over. Compared to everyone else, older people are more than twice as likely to burn to death. That's why the U.S. Fire Administration launched Let's Retire Fire, a public safety campaign that targets older Americans.
We want to put a program together to try to bring attention to the problem of fire and fire threats to senior citizens, but find unique ways to reach them as an audience.
One way is a safety audit. The fire department does them for free.
The first thing I'd like to talk to you about is the proper placement for this fire extinguisher. We found that in the kitchen area, that's where a lot of fires start. So what we want you to do is place this fire extinguisher right on the wall, just as you would be exiting the kitchen. Primarily, we're looking for those items that would, in fact, create a problem for the seniors. Given the fact of sometimes their limited mobility, we want to make sure that if there is a fire in their home, number one, they can get out safely. The next thing is to look for those items that may cause a fire.
For example, space heaters too close to furniture or draperies, aerosol cans on the clothes dryer, or trash piled up in the basement.
There's a pilot light under there. You never know when you might have a problem. You don't want to have any added combustibles in this room. So combustible. And
firefighters advise checking this at least once a month. 75% of older Americans killed by fire did not have a working smoke detector.
And the button goes in.
Let's Retire Fire is about saving lives, and the program is catching on. After all, it's easier to prevent a fire than put one out. Next week, we'll have a report on diabetes. Without medical attention, a lot of people are losing their eyesight.
All right, Ed. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Later on NewsCenter 40, the forecast gets just a little milder, and the road to the Super Bowl gets clearer. Chris Tynan tells us who's still in the game next in sports.
Call Preferred Travel. They're ready when you are.
Super Flea is here. The world's largest indoor flea market is back. Don't miss the shopping event of the year. Over 1,000 tables indoors at the Atlantic City Racecourse. Children's clothes, sportswear, CDs, videos, shoes, and much more. All at the lowest prices ever. Super Flea is this Saturday and Sunday indoors at the Atlantic City Racecourse. Bargain hunting hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Don't miss your chance to save like never before. Super Flea is coming for 2 days only. This Saturday and Sunday indoors at the Atlantic City Racecourse. It's a shopper's dream come true.
I'm Fred Klein of AC Home Furnishing Company. Our family has been catering to your furniture needs since 1946 with the principle of giving you what you pay for. Service, quality, choice, and satisfaction are our major concerns. Before you do your shopping, we do ours so we can provide you with the best values and durable furniture in today's colors and styles. Decorating advice, financing, free delivery, and setup are just part of our services. Our large showroom displays offer a wide selection of furniture and accessories for every room in your home.
One of the biggest trends today is home improvement. Experts say people are often choosing to stay in their current home, remodeling and upgrading it. Tonight, Neil Radigan begins his 4-part series with the 2 rooms many homeowners care about the most.
When it comes to investing in remodeling, the kitchen and the bathroom are the rooms people most often want to change. And investments really pay off when it comes to resale. Take a minor kitchen remodel, for example, with refinished cabinets, new oven and cooktop, flooring, paint, and wallpaper. A national survey found that remodeling a kitchen returned an average 104% on the investment. Designers say major kitchen remodels today cost anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000. And when there isn't enough space to remodel, add on. This project took 3 months to complete. A kitchen designer planned it for herself. The finished kitchen won a Design Excellence Award for Annette Starkey. It features granite countertops, highlighted with tile which her husband installed, and European-style cabinets with sealed interior hinges and pull-out shelves.
Natural woods are coming back again. Lighter woods to start with, as in this kitchen. This is a maple, but also darker kitchens in the more traditional spaces. I have some Victorians that are remodeling, and they're putting in dark cherry mahogany.
Another remodeling trend, people doing all or part of it themselves.
Well, they can save quite a bit of money by doing it themselves. And I'm finding that a lot of my clients are taking a lot of satisfaction in the fact that they're able to do a portion of the work themselves, and they're very proud of it.
Inside this home, a major bathroom remodeling is underway upstairs.
2 switches, the fan and the light do not have to go on together, right?
Designer and contractor Mark Cohen is overseeing his project. He has already removed 4 interior walls.
By removing all of those walls and opening the room, it becomes not only more functional, but much more attractive. The new vanity will set on this wall with the mirror here, so when you walk into the room, you face the mirror, and then it opens the entire room.
You don't have to spend a fortune to remodel your bathroom. Contractors say minor remodels cost $6,000 to $12,000.
I think in the long run, dollar for dollar, you're going to get the money out of it on an appraisal and on a resale. That's one of the best things I think you can do to a home.
Neil Radigan, NewsCenter 40.
Now we all want to go and redo our homes. Tomorrow, Neil takes a look at backyard decks and patios.
Chris Tunden here now with a few surprises as we head toward the Super Bowl.
Yes, that's right. After round 1, a few surprises in this weekend's round of the playoffs, but no surprises for you Giant fans. Well, the New York Giants put on a spectacular performance at home against the Minnesota Vikings. The wind was the biggest factor all day, and surprisingly, the team that had the wind behind them scored. No one scored against the wind. Any way you look at it, the Giants, along with the Chiefs, the Packers, and the Raiders, all advanced to the divisional playoffs. It was a cold, bone-chilling day at the Meadowlands on Sunday, below freezing for sure. Now, with the Giants already leading 3-0, the Vikings had the wind. Jim McMahon out of the pocket finds Chris Carter in the end zone for the score. The Vikings scored again before the half to go up 10-3 at the break. Then in the third, Minnesota fell apart. McMahon took several beatings on the day. Watch this one the most costly. At one point, he suffered a mild concussion. He was eventually taken out only to return later in the game. The Giants then took advantage of the wind in the third. Phil Simms passed off to Rodney Hampton, who played like a Pro Bowler. He goes 51 yards downfield for the biggest run for the Giants in playoff history. 161 yards in all on the day. The game was tied at 10. Hampton then scored his second touchdown on the day, a 2-yard run that went right into the end zone. That would be all that the Giants would need. The Giants win 17-10 and move on to San Francisco. What does this mean for LT, who may retire after the season?
Right now for us, if it is my last game, but if it was, that's the way I would like to go out, in a game such as that, where everything's on the line and the crowd chanting your name. So I thought that was pretty nice.
Good defense. I was hoping we would run the ball, and even if we couldn't have, we were going to try to throw the ball short and get rid of it, and then throw it either short or really long, and that was our plan. And the guys did a great job when we did pass of keeping them off of me.
Now, in the AFC Sunday, the Fan Man made another appearance, this time in Los Angeles. Well, he was arrested again, and this time his motor was taken away. Well, this game between the Broncos and Raiders was full of spark. This fight began with a hit on quarterback Jeff Hostetler. This part of the game was quite entertaining, as even plainclothes players got involved. When all the dust cleared, this was a pretty good football game. Just before the half, Hostetler ties the game up at 21 with a long bomb to Jet, who was double-teamed. He scores. Hostetler threw for 202 yards just before the half. He never did that with the Giants. After the break, the Raiders went for more. Malcolm runs here with a 26-yard run, and the Raiders pull the upset. They win 42-24. Haas threw for a total of 294 yards, while Elway had 302 yards. Art Shell gets a soaking as the Raiders advance. So here is now a look at next weekend. All 8 teams remaining in action. On Saturday, the Raiders travel to Buffalo for a 12:30 start. The Giants are in San Francisco and begin at 4 p.m. On Sunday, Green Bay and the surprise of the weekend goes to Dallas for a 12:30 start. And Joe Montana and the Chiefs are in Houston at 4 p.m. This year's NFL Most Valuable Player was announced, and it really isn't much of a surprise. Emmitt Smith becomes the first Cowboy ever to win the honor. Smith won 26 of the possible 81 votes, 5 more than Niners' Steve Young. Even though he sat out for the first 2 games, he still won his 3rd straight rushing title. He gained 1,486 yards. Smith is the 3rd running back since 1980 to win this award. Olympic skater Nancy Kerrigan returned home to Boston today after a week of terror and heartbreak at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships in Detroit. Over the weekend, the Olympic Committee awarded Kerrigan the 2nd position on the Olympic team. She is second to Tanya Harding, who placed 1st. Now, the alternate will be 14-year-old Michelle Kwan. Kerrigan was pleased with their decision, but said she will be honest about her condition.
My knee's really going to tell me whether I'm going to be capable or not. And my coaches and we've been on enough teams that you can't, if I'm not ready, you can't take that away from somebody else. So, we're going to be very honest, and if it's hurting, at certain points, we'll make sure that, the alternate would know, and, so that they keep working just in case.
Now, if all goes well, the 24-year-old Kerrigan will skate in Lillehammer, Norway, next month at the Olympics. And coming up tonight at 11, we'll have an update on the man who allegedly hit her. We'll have some pictures for you to see if see what he looks like, actually.
All right. Thanks a lot, Chris. Just ahead, our forecast will be downright balmy, at least compared to what we've been used to lately.
You're going around a turn, your engine's racing like crazy, but you're hardly moving. Then thunk, your transmission catches. Big trouble? Not always. Truth is, half the cars serviced by AMCO don't need a new transmission. If your transmission's slipping, go to AMCO. AAMCO.
You'll like doing business with Len, Mary, and Mike at AMCO Transmissions in Pleasantville on the Black Horse Pike next to Kmart. 24-hour emergency towing available.
Welcome to Mossman Business Machines, formerly Atlantic Typewriter Company. Many customers stereotyped us as just a typewriter dealer. But did you know we are the #1 authorized Okadata dealer for laser and dot matrix, #1 for sharp facsimiles and calculators, a full variety of computer systems, shredders, currency counters, and the largest selection of Royal CopyStar copiers ranging from personal, medium volume to fast 70 copy per minute consoles. Call us or stop in at 206 West Whitehorse Pike in Pomona.
Kellogg's and TV40, along with ShopRite, present Breakfast Around South Jersey. Enter your own 30-second TV commercial for a chance to win round-trip airfare for 2 to anywhere in the continental U.S. and breakfast with the NewsCenter 40 anchor team, Jeff Whitaker and Lisa Johnson. Pick up an entry blank at any of the 5 ShopRite locations: Absecon, English Creek, Rio Grande, Summers Point, Ventnor. Make sure you include the names Kellogg's and ShopRite in your commercial. Entry deadline is February 28th. The winning entry will air on TV40. So, it's lights, camera, action.
Fuels serving the greater Atlantic City area since 1919. Let Dual's technicians show you the most efficient oil heating system for your home. Dual Fuels residential service is both dependable and economical. They also provide a wide range of services for local businesses, from installation and maintenance to emergency repair. Dual Fuel works hard to keep your equipment operating at peak efficiency. For friendly service, stop into any of the mobile gas stations. Dual Fuel, serving generations of satisfied customers for 70 years.
a big jump in the temperatures. We're going to go up like 20 degrees over last week.
It's going to be a difference, and it'll really feel a big difference compared to what we've been used to. We really made out well this weekend without seeing all that ice that the folks got toward Philadelphia. And also in western parts of South Jersey, Salem County, it looked like an ice castle over there during the weekend, too. And they're still thawing out. Let's take a look at some hourly temperatures right now around the region. It is cold, though, right now. 30 along the coast, 28 inland. The same in Millville. Philadelphia checking in at 29, 26 in Delaware. As we take a look at the current conditions around the region, we see the humidity at 43%, the barometric pressure on the rise, the winds out of the west-northwest at 8 miles per hour. We got up to a high today of 30 along shore, 30 inland. The deep freeze continues right now with an overnight low last night of 17 along shore, 12 inland. The Marina Beach conditions, winds out of the northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas are pretty calm, 3 to 5 feet on the ocean, 2 to 3 feet on the Delaware Bay, with visibility at 12 miles. As we take a look right now at the national map, a high-pressure system building over our area will continue for the next 12 hours or so. Then we will see the clouds move in overnight. Tomorrow we will see the chance of rain as that front that is up at the Great Lakes makes its way to our region. And as I said, we'll bring the possibility of showers. But with that system, the temperatures will rise. That is the good news. And as Lisa said, we'll see temperatures go up about 20 degrees. Let's take a look at the forecast for tonight. That's the good news. Increasing cloudiness as the high-pressure system moves off the coast. 23 along shore overnight, 20 inland. Not quite as cold as last night. For tomorrow, we will see a big difference with partly cloudy skies, a 30% chance of rain. Take your raincoat with you and your umbrella during the day. You may need it. 40 along shore, 36 inland. And then for tomorrow night, cloudy with a chance of rain continuing, 34 along shore, 30 inland. The 5-day forecast shapes up like this. Cloudy conditions for Wednesday, but you see we do get a little bit of a break for a couple of days with temperatures into the 40s. Then in time for the weekend, we dip back down once again. Friday and Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds, and temperatures again down to the freezing mark in the daytime and the teens at night. It's going to be a long time before we are totally out of this.
Still, anyone, we both went up to the Philadelphia area, anyone that went up there and saw the ice, it was amazing. We really lucked out. Now we go to Tom Brokaw to find out what you'll see next on NBC Nightly News.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, the war on drugs, Chuck style. And if they don't win, America may be the big loser. How come? Find out when we go inside Eastern Europe and show you how it has changed since the fall of communism. I'm Tom Brokaw. Join me as we begin special coverage of the President's trip to Europe beginning tonight on NBC Nightly News.
I'm Jacqueline Greggs. Tonight on News at the 49th Side, a new law protects New Jersey's businesses from bad checks. At 11, we'll tell you how. Also, film critic Lucy Mall reviews a potential contender at the Oscars. All this and more tonight on News at the 49th Side.
Thanks, Jackie, and that's it for us at 6.
NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw's next. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.